From Sindh to success, the Hinduja family's humble origins. The Hinduja family's story began far from the opulent streets of London. Their roots lay in the bustling trading town of Shikarpur, Sindh, in pre-partition India, which is present-day Pakistan. Here, amidst the vibrant tapestry of South Asian commerce, Permanand Deepchand Hinduja sowed the seeds of the family's future. He started modestly, trading goods between India and Iran. This entrepreneurial spirit laid the foundation for what would become a global business empire. Parmanand's sons, Srichand, Gopichand, Prakash and Ashok, inherited their father's business acumen. They shared a vision of expanding beyond their father's trading business. The brothers understood the importance of global markets and sought opportunities beyond India's borders. Driven by ambition and a keen eye for opportunity, they embarked on a journey that would take them from the dusty streets of Shikarpur to the heart of international finance. The family's first foray beyond India took them to Iran, where they established a foothold in the 1970s. Iran at the time was experiencing an economic boom, and the Hindujas capitalized on the burgeoning opportunities. They quickly earned a reputation as shrewd investors, diversifying their interests across various sectors, including trade, finance, and real estate. Their success in Iran served as a springboard for their further expansion into international markets. The brothers, recognizing the importance of unity in their endeavors, operated as a cohesive unit. Each brother brought his own strengths to the table, forming a formidable force in the world of business. This collaborative approach would become a defining characteristic of the Hinduja family's business dealings, contributing significantly to their meteoric rise. Their story, from humble beginnings to international success, seemed to embody the entrepreneurial dream, a testament to hard work and ambition. However, their journey to the top was not without its shadows. Building an empire. The Hinduja group's rise to prominence. The Hinduja Group, the family's flagship conglomerate, emerged as a testament to their ambition and business acumen. With each successful venture, the brothers expanded their portfolio, venturing into new and diverse sectors. From their early ventures in trade and finance, they diversified into areas such as oil and gas, telecommunications, and technology. The 1980s saw the Hinduja Group's expansion into the United Kingdom, a move that would prove pivotal in their journey to becoming Britain's wealthiest family. They recognized the UK's potential as a global financial hub and strategically positioned themselves within its booming economy. Their investments in diverse sectors, from banking to healthcare, showcased their ability to adapt and thrive in new markets. One of the Hinduja Group's most notable ventures was the acquisition of Ashok Leyland, an Indian automotive giant, in 1987. This strategic move gave them a significant foothold in the automotive industry, further solidifying their presence in both India and the UK. Their ability to identify and capitalize on such opportunities became a hallmark of their business strategy. As their wealth and influence grew, so did their philanthropy. The Hindujas became known for their charitable contributions, supporting various causes in education, healthcare, and social welfare. They established foundations and trusts, aiming to give back to the communities they were a part of. Their philanthropic endeavors, often interwoven with their business interests, further enhanced their public image and standing within British society. The Hinduja family's journey from modest traders to captains of industry captivated the public imagination. Their stories seemed to epitomize the entrepreneurial spirit, a testament to hard work, family unity, and a keen sense of opportunity. They had climbed to the pinnacle of financial success, but their reign at the top would be marred by controversy, revealing a darker side to their family legacy. Reaching the pinnacle, the Hindujas, as Britain's wealthiest. By the early 21st century, the Hinduja family had firmly established themselves among the elite of British society. Their wealth, amassed through decades of shrewd investments and business expansion, continued to grow at an astonishing pace. The Sunday Times Richest, a prestigious annual ranking of the UK's wealthiest individuals and families, consistently placed them among the top contenders. In 2024, the Hindujas reached a milestone, achieving the coveted title of Britain's richest family. Their estimated net worth of £37 billion placed them ahead of long-standing British dynasties and cemented their position as titans of industry. This achievement, widely reported by media outlets worldwide, solidified their image as symbols of entrepreneurial success and global influence. Their newfound status brought with it increased scrutiny and public attention. Their business dealings, philanthropic endeavors, and personal lives became subjects of intense interest. The media followed their every move, highlighting their lavish lifestyle, extravagant parties, and influential connections. The Hindujas had become a fixture in the British social scene, rubbing shoulders with politicians, celebrities, and royalty. Their story, once a tale of entrepreneurial spirit and family unity, now took on a new dimension. The immense wealth they had accumulated raised questions about financial inequality and the concentration of power within a select few. Their influence extended beyond the business realm, reaching into the corridors of power and shaping public discourse. The Hinduja family, once admired for their rags to riches story, now faced the complexities and contradictions that came with immense wealth and influence. Shadows of wealth. Allegations of exploitation emerge as the Hinduja family basked in the limelight of their financial success. A storm was brewing on the horizon. Whispers of mistreatment and exploitation emerged from within the walls of their opulent homes, casting a dark shadow over their meticulously crafted public image. Allegations surfaced of domestic workers brought from India to work in their lavish residences, being subjected to appalling working conditions and denied basic human rights. The allegations painted a starkly different picture from the family's carefully curated image of philanthropy and social responsibility. Former employees, emboldened by the Me Too movement and growing awareness of labor exploitation, came forward with harrowing accounts of their experiences. They spoke of being forced to work grueling hours for meager wages, often isolated and cut off from the outside world. Their passports, they claimed, were confiscated upon arrival, trapping them in a foreign country with no means of escape. The workers, many of whom were illiterate and came from impoverished backgrounds, were particularly vulnerable to this type of exploitation. They were lured by the promise of a better life, only to find themselves trapped in a system of modern-day slavery. The allegations against the Hinduja family sent shockwaves through British society. The sheer scale of the alleged exploitation, coupled with the family's immense wealth and influence, sparked outrage and disbelief. How could a family that projected an image of generosity and social responsibility be complicit in such inhumane treatment? The case shone a spotlight on the often hidden world of domestic servitude, exposing the dark underbelly of affluence and privilege. Section 5. The courtroom drama, guilty verdicts, and the family's response. The allegations of worker exploitation against the Hinduja family culminated in a high-profile court case in Geneva, Switzerland, in 2024. 4 members of the family, Prakash, Kamal, Ajay, and Namrata Hinduja, found themselves at the center of a legal battle that captivated the international media. The prosecution presented a compelling case, detailing the systematic exploitation of domestic workers within the Hinduja households. Witnesses, including former employees, bravely took the stand, recounting their experiences of mistreatment and abuse. They described being paid a pittance, denied basic necessities, and subjected to verbal and emotional abuse. The prosecution argued that the Hindujas, driven by greed and a sense of entitlement, had knowingly exploited vulnerable workers for their own personal gain. Despite the family's vigorous denials and attempts to discredit the accusations, the evidence proved overwhelming. The Swiss court found the 4 Hinduja family members guilty of usury, a legal term encompassing various forms of exploitation, including profiting from the misery of others. Prakash and Kamal received prison sentences of 4 years and 6 months each, while Ajay and Namrata were sentenced to 4 years imprisonment. The guilty verdicts sent shockwaves through the business world and tarnished the Hinduja family's reputation. Their carefully constructed image of philanthropy and social responsibility lay in ruins, replaced by the harsh reality of their exploitative practices. The case served as a stark reminder that wealth and privilege offer no immunity from the law, and that justice can prevail even against the most powerful individuals. Section 6. A legacy tarnished. the impact of the scandal on the Hinduja name. The guilty verdicts against the Hinduja family members had far-reaching consequences, extending beyond the courtroom walls. Their reputation, carefully cultivated over decades of business success and philanthropic endeavors, lay in tatters. The scandal sent shockwaves through the upper echelons of British society, where the family had once been welcomed with open arms. Their names, once synonymous with wealth and success, became synonymous with exploitation and abuse. The media, which had previously chronicled their lavish lifestyles and business triumphs, now turned its attention to exposing the dark underbelly of their empire. Newspapers and magazines ran scathing articles, questioning their ethics and accusing them of hypocrisy. The scandal also had a significant impact on the Hinduja Group's business operations. Several companies distanced themselves from the conglomerate, wary of being associated with the tarnished brand. Investors grew hesitant, fearing reputational damage and potential financial losses. The family's once untouchable status in the business world had evaporated, replaced by suspicion and distrust. The scandal served as a stark reminder that reputation, once lost, is incredibly difficult to regain. The Hinduja family, once held up as paragons of entrepreneurial spirit and success, became a cautionary tale about the perils of unchecked greed and the abuse of power. The damage to their legacy would be difficult, if not impossible, to repair. Section 7. Ethical concerns. The broader implications for business practices. The Hinduja scandal ignited a broader conversation about ethical business practices and the responsibility of corporations to protect the rights of all workers. The case highlighted the often hidden problem of labor exploitation, particularly within the domestic sphere where workers can be isolated and vulnerable to abuse. The scandal prompted calls for greater transparency and accountability within global supply chains. Human rights organizations and labor unions demanded stricter regulations to prevent exploitation and ensure fair treatment for all workers, regardless of their nationality or immigration status. The case served as a stark reminder that ethical considerations should be at the forefront of business practices, rather than an afterthought. The scandal also raised uncomfortable questions about the role of wealth and privilege in perpetuating inequality and injustice. The Hinduja family's immense wealth and influence, it seemed, had shielded them from accountability for far too long. The case highlighted the need for stronger legal frameworks and enforcement mechanisms to ensure that all individuals and corporations, regardless of their status, are held accountable for their actions. The Hinduja scandal served as a wake-up call, forcing businesses and policymakers to confront the uncomfortable realities of exploitation and inequality within the globalized economy. It underscored the urgent need for ethical leadership and a fundamental shift in corporate culture, prioritizing the well-being and dignity of all workers over profit maximization. Section 8. The price of power. Examining accountability and justice. The Hinduja case brought into sharp focus the complex relationship between power, wealth, and justice. The family's immense wealth and influence had seemingly allowed them to operate with a sense of impunity, exploiting vulnerable workers with little fear of consequences. The guilty verdicts, however, demonstrated that even the most powerful individuals are not above the law. The case also highlighted the crucial role of whistleblowers and investigative journalism in holding the powerful accountable. It was the bravery of former employees willing to speak out against their powerful employers that brought the allegations to light. The media, by shining a spotlight on the case and relentlessly pursuing the truth, played a vital role in ensuring that justice was served. However, the case also exposed the limitations of the justice system in addressing systemic issues of exploitation and inequality. While the guilty verdicts against the Hinduja family members were a step in the right direction, they did little to address the broader systemic factors that enable such exploitation to occur. The case underscored the need for a multifaceted approach to tackling labor exploitation, encompassing stricter legislation, robust enforcement mechanisms, and a shift in societal attitudes towards wealth and privilege. It is only through a collective effort involving governments, businesses, civil society organizations, and individuals that we can create a world where all workers are treated with dignity and respect. Section 9. Moving forward, a call for transparency and ethical conduct. The Hinduja scandal serves as a stark reminder of the importance of transparency and ethical conduct in today's interconnected world. As globalization continues to blur geographical boundaries and connect businesses and individuals across continents, it is more crucial than ever to prioritize ethical considerations in all aspects of business operations. Companies must move beyond mere compliance with legal requirements and embrace a proactive approach to social responsibility. This includes conducting thorough due diligence on their supply chains, ensuring fair wages and working conditions for all employees, and fostering a culture of respect and accountability at all levels of the organization. Consumers also have a powerful role to play in demanding ethical sourcing and production practices. By supporting companies that prioritize social responsibility and boycotting those that engage in exploitative practices, consumers can drive positive change and create a more just and equitable global economy. The Hinduja scandal, while deeply troubling, offers an opportunity for reflection and reform. It is a call to action for businesses, policymakers, and individuals alike to prioritize ethical considerations in all aspects of our lives. By embracing transparency, accountability, and a commitment to social justice, we can create a world where wealth and success are not built on the backs of the exploited, but rather on a foundation of fairness, dignity, and respect for all.